You are Locked On Dodgers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, welcome in. Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done or theoretically done, as this one is 5-0, one out, top of the ninth, rather, and the Dodgers are completely run down and listless. They need some Vita Vegemin and a whole lot of energy and a lot of other things too, because this is not good. As Goose said to Maverick, this is not good, Maverick. Do some of that pilot stuff. I don't know what's going on, but they are just completely embarrassing on the road. Bad news tonight. You can also listen to us on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. That's where you find Jeff and Vince doing the Locked On Dodgers daily podcast. 5-0 should be the final. One out at this point, and there's just so many things about this game that are unfavorable, that are disgusting, embarrassing, and just need to be improved. I don't know what their problem is on the road. It felt like coming into this game there was a different kind of energy because they're facing the Astros and there's a history. I know it's 7 years ago now. I was kind of surprised that the Dodgers Astros 7-game World Series was 17. Wow, it seems like 2 or 3 years ago. But that happened, and we all know how that turned out. They showed a big montage on Apple TV leading into the game, which was pretty cool because that was a fantastic series. It was heartbreaking, and especially when you learn that the Astros were cheating to win in the end. But Dodgers, had their chances. They could have won. Yu Darvish was not healthy in the 7th game, and that was a big part of the reason they didn't win. So the cheating also didn't help the Dodgers. But the fact of the matter is that there is a history there, and that was a great series, even though the Dodgers lost. And there felt like this special sort of energy coming into this one that I thought would potentially work out for the Dodgers, especially because they've been playing really well. The last 6 games have looked really good. By the way, tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast is brought to you by SupplyHouse.com. They are the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, HVAC, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. The fact that they really at the plate were 100% anemic, uninterested, lazy, no aggression, lethargic. I mean, it just was at the plate. 12 strikeouts for the Astros. It's final 5-0, and the Dodgers need to find some energy on the road. They've now lost 8 of 10 and 7 of their last 8 on the road, dating back to that Giants series in June. So they have not fared well on the road, and they better get it in gear fast because the Padres are coming. The Padres are red hot. They've won 6 in a row. Generally speaking, when a team throws a no-hitter, the game after the no-hitter, because there's so much energy and there's a lot of focus and a lot of just energy that is expended during the game. The next game, they come down. They fall off a little bit. Not the Padres. They beat the Orioles. Orioles have 61 wins. So the Padres are red hot, 6.5 now back of the Dodgers. The Dodgers better get their ass in gear. I mean, this is unacceptable. I'm sorry. I know that they're banged up. I know Mookie Betts is out. I know Freddie Freeman is home with his sick kid. But the mistakes that were made today, base running, Kike Hernandez rounding the base there in the 7th inning when the Dodgers had a rally going, and then Miguel Vargas loafing his ass off to home, just lazy, like minor league, little league, high school mistakes. You hustle, get to the next base, go run. I mean, because I don't know if you saw it, if you didn't, basically what happened was Gavin Lux had a squib, off the end of the bat, and they were playing him to pull. So it would have been a base hit, but in the run, there was a runner on third, Vargas. But Kike came in hard to second and rounded the base. So the third baseman, Bregman, just picked it up and tagged Kike because he was off the base. And since Vargas didn't hustle home, the run didn't count. They negated the run. Now, look, the Dodgers still lose, but the point is that energy, that approach to the game, that mindset of not hustling is a problem, right? And I don't know what's going on with Miguel Vargas, but not good at the plate of late, and that kind of stuff in the field. The error a couple of days ago, a few games back, dropping the ball, and you could put a little bit of that on Pajes for not calling him off, but I mean, maybe his struggles at the plate. He did get a hit tonight, batting 243. His OPS is pretty decent, like 740. So it just feels like he isn't doing a whole lot. And, there was that 0 for 20 streak that we talked about where Dave Roberts didn't know he was 0 for 20 because he was walking a fair amount and getting on base. And, did make I don't want to completely come down on the guy that he's only making mistakes. He's making a fair share, but he's also making some decent plays. He had that play in left field where he threw the guy out at first base. So he's not, it's not all bad, but I think when this team is struggling on the road and you need to find some energy and get a fire under your butt and stuff like that is happening where they're just, loafing around. The other thing tonight that just absolutely drove me insane. Now, I want to give credit to Framber Valdez because he was fantastic, but the Dodgers pitch selection was awful. Swinging at balls in the dirt. I know Framber Valdez had the sinker working. The Dodgers were just baffled. And then watching balls over the plate, they'd swing at bad pitches and watch fastballs right down Main Street, or maybe on the edge a little bit. But their pitch selection was awful. And then 0-2 counts, one after the other. And then when you're in an 0-2 count, you got to protect, and they're swinging at everything. And 12 strikeouts tonight. It's just awful. 10, way more than 12. Sorry. Valdez had 10, 11, 12, and 3 more. That makes 15. Dodgers with 15 Ks. And a lot of them looking because they get into these 0-2 counts and then they'd try to get fine. And, the ball would come right down Main Street and then, you're out. So, to the umpire's credit tonight, he did a pretty good job. He caught the corners and the edges, and it was, the Dodgers just looking foolish at the plate. At one point in time, they struck out 6 consecutive times in a row. I mean, doesn't somebody go, hey, guys, put the ball in play? I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody cares about 6 consecutive strikeouts except me. It's just so frustrating today. Really didn't ever feel like they had a chance at all. They did one good thing, and I'll tell you what that is coming up after the break. We'll get into Gavin Stone's performance, which was also not very good. Dodgers fall in Houston to kick off this 3-game set and a road trip that'll take them to San Diego to face the Padres after this series. 5-0 the final. Dodgers now 62-42. 6.5 ahead of the Padres, who won again today. 6 in a row for San Diego, beating Baltimore 6-4. Padres, again, 6.5 back. Astros, 53-49, 28-21 at home. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. And you can listen to us on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. And tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Booking.com. Summer travel is heating up, especially travel for baseball. It's time to explore those cities around the United States that you've always secretly wanted to learn a little bit more about, but maybe didn't have the motivation. We're talking about your rival's city with bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, of course, hotels and resorts, so much more on booking.com. You might just find your perfect stay even in your baseball rivals city. I know that I've had great stays in San Francisco. I've enjoyed time in New York. Never been to Boston. I don't know that the Red Sox are a Dodger rival per se, but LA and Boston definitely have a rivalry across other sports. Obviously basketball, Lakers and Celtics, that's a rivalry. So, Boston hasn't been very high on my list, but definitely somewhere I want to go and want to check it out and want to enjoy the New England area and get over the fact that my rival plays there, and we'll just go enjoy the city and not worry about Fenway Park. The right state can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your rival city. Book today on booking.com, on the site, or in the booking.com app. Tonight's show also brought to you by FanDuel. I love sports. I love them a lot. I love them so much that I don't ever really want them to stop. When there's no sports on, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I'm anxious and I have to, find a hobby or start painting or head down to our pottery studio and throw some clay around. But, the playoffs are not too far away in Major League Baseball. We've got the Olympics underway today in Paris, France. I think you can wager on the Olympics. I'm not 100% sure, though. But here's the bottom line. If the sports aren't sportsing the way you like them to, FanDuel can help you keep the sports going whenever you want. All you have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime you are in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a booster bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. All right, Dodgers get pushed around tonight in Houston at Minute Maid by the Astros 5-0. The first game that Gavin Stone has given up multiple home runs. Both of those pitches on the home runs were bad pitches. Too easy. Right over the plate. Fastballs, mid-range, just perfect. Like almost batting practice fastballs. Bregman went deep. As did Singleton. They were both bombs. Now let's be honest and call out the obvious thing here. Minute Maid is a home run ballpark. It is not hard to hit home runs there. I mean, that ball that Shohei Ohtani basically poked into the left field gap, where what's that guy's Loper Fido made that fantastic play that when you watch it back in slow-mo, you're like, how did he? I don't even see how he caught that ball. I mean, it was a good 6 feet above his head. It was an absolute snow cone, and he reeled it in. I just can't believe that he caught it. But the point is that Shohei didn't even swing the bat that hard. He just poked it out there. And, I loved that. He shortened up, put the ball in play, and almost had a double. But Loberfido pulled it out, and that was a web gem to be sure. But it's not hard to hit balls out of Minute Maid. The Astros proved that today. Both of those home runs were absolute moonshots, rocketed out of that stadium because it's only like 340, 350 down the line. It's like 365 in the gap. So, hey, the Dodgers have the same opportunity to hit home runs there as the Astros do. So it's not like it is unfair, but they were not selective, and Craig agrees. Thank you, Craig. Chasing low balls. They could not lay off that sinker slider from Vargas. What's his name? Valdez. Sorry. Yeah, Valdez had it working tonight. You got to give that guy credit. Really, really solid performance from him. 6 1/3, no runs, 4 hits, 10 Ks, walked 2, 96 pitches. So he definitely had it locked in. Here's the thing that I liked about this game from a below average, fairly bad performance from Gavin Stone. He went 6. That's the good part. There's one little thing that's just a little bit better than going 6. He gave up 4 runs on 9 hits and just 3 Ks. They came on a fastball, sinker, and a slider. But he kept Yordan Alvarez hitless. I don't know if they were all him, but the Dodgers kept Alvarez off the bases tonight, and that's a win right there because that guy is a freaking good hitter. Altuve had a hit, nice piece of hitting there, poking one through when the Dodgers were shifting for a runner who was trying to steal, and he was 1 for 4, but didn't have a whole lot of impact or damage on this game either. So that's really the highlight of this game for the Dodgers, is the fact that they kept those 2 300+ hitters off the base. Beyond that, there's not a lot to like about this game. I mean, the mental mistakes are awful. You can't have that. They have to improve, and they have to just be more aggressive. You got to have a bigger want to. They got to go out there and try to beat teams like this. They got to beat teams that are hot when they're hot, right? This is a perfect opportunity for the Dodgers to and they did that against the Red Sox in LA. That was fantastic. I mean, that Red Sox team came in out of the break red hot, and the Dodgers took care of them. Loved seeing that. But now on the road, they've lost 7 of 8 and 8 of their last 10. So there's something going on the road where they're just not feeling the mojo, or they're not focused. I mean, the lack of focus tonight was very high level. And that's not something we see from the Dodgers. They don't make mental mistakes like this. And I don't think it's okay. And the fact that they had 6 consecutive Ks in a row, another completely lack of desire, lack of focus, just striking out left and right, 15 strikeouts. And I know they don't care. They should put the ball in play, make things happen. How many times did the Astros strike out tonight? I'll give you a guess. A lot less than 15. 5 strikeouts tonight. You know, a lot of that had to do with the fact that Gavin Stone was putting the ball right over the plate, just making it a lot way too easy on the Astros. I wish I could dial up this stat, but the fact that I feel like, and I'm not going to take this to the bank, but it feels like the home runs that the Dodgers are giving up are mostly off of fastballs that are over the plate and are bad mistake pitches. And it's going to happen. I understand that. The law of averages, like, they can't be perfect. I understand that the fastballs are going to come over the plate, and the opposition is going to take advantage of it. But I don't see the teams the Dodgers are facing all the time. It does happen occasionally, but like tonight, no, it didn't happen. The pitches that were made by Valdez and Abreu and Presley, just way better location. Situationally, they were better. They just were more into this game than the Dodgers were. Jeff, you and I are always going to disagree on whether or not the Dodgers are lazy and don't care. Yes, they do care. No one cares if the Dodgers are lazy. It's a lazy take. It's clearly untrue and silly. It's not. I'm sorry that you think that, Jeff. We can go round and round on this every postcast. They did not care tonight, and I'm not going to say that they did. You can think they care in the back of their head all you want, Jeff. They did not care tonight. It's not a lazy take. I watched every pitch of this game. The Dodgers were up there swinging at terrible pitches. They were lazy on the bases, at the plate. That just because that they tried and they wanted to win doesn't mean that they were aggressive. I'm sorry. You and I are going to disagree on this till the cows come home, and you think you're going to be right every time. And in your own head, yes, you're right. Make that feel like you have the right take on this, but your take is your take and my take is my take, and it is not right. The Dodgers were lazy tonight. They were not aggressive at the plate, swinging at bad pitches. Are you going to tell me that 15 strikeouts was just because the Astros pitchers were better? No, the Dodgers were up there being undisciplined. They were awful and embarrassing tonight. Not embarrassing to me, embarrassing to themselves. I'm not embarrassed to be a fan. That was just a terrible watch. And you can think that they were just trying. Oh, they're giving it their all. They're giving it 100%. And that should be enough. No. I mean, I understand that they're professional athletes and they're out there doing their job and they're trying to win the game. But there is a different energy when they play like crap, like they did tonight. And again, your opinion is yours, mine is mine. And I'm going to stay with the fact that the Dodgers, when they play like this, it's because they're lazy and they don't go out there and have aggressive approaches at the plate. Watch the Astros tonight. They were up there being aggressive, not looking at balls in the dirt or swinging at bad pitches. It's just a fact. You can think all you want that the Dodgers are trying. They're giving it their all. They're giving it that old college try, and that's enough. And that should be enough, and they want to win. No, I know they want to win, but they did not do nearly enough to win. Yeah. And again, I know we're going to disagree on this forever. Not aggressive and swinging at bad pitches are literal opposites. No, they're not. Swinging at bad pitches is just foolish. To a certain extent, being too aggressive, that's also bad. But swinging at bad pitches and then watching pitches over the strike zone, let me clarify then. Swinging at bad pitches and then watching pitches that come right down Main Street because you're in an 0-2 hole after swinging at bad pitches is also bad. However you want to look at it, 15 strikeouts is 15 strikeouts, Jeff. It's not good. It's not. Tell me how 15 strikeouts is good. Tell me. Explain it to me. Thank you, Nando. Someone's got my back. Someone cares, Jeff. All right. Break time. Diamond Dogs list, which almost got filled up. Almost. Shohei Ohtani did some work tonight, a little bit, and the Dodgers, of course, left him out there multiple times. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. Thanks for listening. You can also find us on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed, where you can find Jeff and Vince and find a completely different opinion than you'll find here. All right, tonight's show, the Locked On Dodgers postcast, is brought to you by Supply House. Get supplies from the site that's made for skilled trades. Supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and the industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business. They got good folks over there at Supply House, and you can talk to a real person on the phone every time. I love that. Pros in the skilled trades can get competitive edge by joining supplyhouse.com's free trade masters program. Every trade master gets access to a dedicated phone line with free shipping and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at supplyhouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com. All right, I feel better. I vented. I could never work with you, Jeff. We would kill each other. But I love it when you come on my show, so thanks for doing that. Oh, my blood is boiling right now, and that's only partially because of you. I think the fact that the Dodgers played the way they did tonight was the bigger part of the issue, so that's not your fault. Tonight's Diamond Dogs list, we got 4 guys on here. I really wanted to give one to Gavin Lux there on that little squib because it should have meant an RBI for the Dodgers, but or at least a run knocked in. It would have been a fielder's choice, and I think that still is an RBI, but the way that one would have been scored would have been very bizarre, and I don't know off the top of my head if it would have been an RBI. So excuse my ignorance on that. But I wanted to put him on there. But when Kike rounded the base and got tagged out, and Miguel Vargas loafed his butt ass home and didn't score the run. Couldn't put Gavin Lux on there or any of the rest of them. So number 5, Shohei Ohtani, a leadoff double to center on the first pitch of the game. That was beautiful to see. that was really the highlight of the game. The fact that Shohei came out, doubled to start the game, and I was like, all right, this is going to be a good night. We're off to a good start. Little did I know that would not be that would be the highlight, and there would not be much else from there. Number 4, Gavin Lux, a 1-out single, came off a slider in the 6th. For number 3, Miguel Vargas got a hit. It was a leadoff single in the 7th. See, that's another frustrating part about tonight's game. They had 4 leadoff hits, and that was all of their hits. No, they had 6, sorry. But 4 of them were leadoff, and nothing to show for any of that. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani, a leadoff single in the 8th. They had 1st and 3rd with nobody out in the 7th. Biggio, K looking, sitting there, just watching the strikes fly by. Nick Ahmed, a K swinging, and then the Lux squibber that was a fielder's choice that turned out to be the 3rd out of the inning as they saved the run. So the Dodgers fall 5-0. Ohtani went 2 for 3. Will Smith, 2 Ks, going 0 for. Why is Freddie Freeman in the lineup? That's weird. Teoscar Hernandez 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks. Andy Pages over swinging 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Miguel Vargas 1 for 3 with a strikeout. What am I looking at? The James Outman is. What is going on with my box score? Is James Outman back on the team? I guess so. I guess he pinch hit in the 9th when I came in here to get ready for the show. 0 for. Kike had a hit, 1 for 4. Biggio 0 for. Did make a nice defensive play at first base there on a squibber, catching the pop fly. Nick Ahmed 0 for 3, and Gavin Lux a pair of hits as he continues to stay hot. 235, 286 on base percentage, and 345. I loved him in that spot there with the 1st and 3rd and nobody out, because he's batting 306 with runners in scoring position. So he's doing very well there. Yes, James Outman had one of those strikeouts that you're fired up about. Yeah. I gathered that. Thank you. Yeah, there's not much good going on there. I'm surprised that he made it back up to the big club, because he just continues to get in an 0-2 hole real fast. And then let's break that at bat down, because I would be surprised if it wasn't 0-2, strike 3, you're out, because he's in an 0-2 hole before he actually, no, that was 7 pitches. So strike, swinging, ball, foul ball, ball. So 3-2 full count, foul ball, strike out on a slider, 84 mile an hour. So at least he battled 7 pitches. Hey, that's something better than strike 1 looking, strike 2 looking, flailing, or swinging at balls in the dirt and then watching one come right down Main Street for a strike 3. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot to feel good about. Vargas's bats were weak. Too many 0-2 counts. Gavin Stone throwing too many strikes over the middle, and the Astros really took advantage of it. And yes, I'm fired up for a variety of reasons. That the Dodgers are playing like garbage on the road of late. That's got to improve. And the fact that we lost to the Astros, I never enjoy that. It's like losing to the Red Sox or the Padres, or, these are teams that are not necessarily rivals like the Giants are, but because there is a history that happened in the World Series, I feel like these games mean a little bit more. And maybe that's just me. Maybe they only mean more to me and they don't mean more to the Dodgers. Maybe the Dodgers are just like, hey, it's another team. It's late July. We still got about 60 to go. So yeah, I'm not too terribly concerned about this one or the next one or whatever, but they better be concerned real quick, because the Padres are concerned. The Padres are playing well right now, and they are hot on their tails. So they better get their act together and quick, especially on the road. Back at it tomorrow at Minute Maid, game 2 of the series, where hopefully the Dodgers can even things up. It's a 4:10 start. Robleski on the mound versus Ronel Blanco. Hey, thanks for joining me. Thanks for participating in the Vent Fest. And we'll be back tomorrow right after the game, which hopefully is a win with some offense and some good pitching, and we can come in here and gloat and not be so fired up. Appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done, and for listening on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed, where you can find Jeff and Vince doing the daily podcast Monday through Friday. Enjoy the rest of your night. We will talk tomorrow. Have a good one.